September. Smoke from the engine drifted over the heads of the chattering crowd, while cats of every colour wound here and there between their legs. Owls hooted to each other in a disgruntled sort of way over the babble and the scraping of heavy trunks. The 1st of September. All you have to do is walk straight at the barrier between platforms 9 and 10. Don't stop and don't be scared you'll crash into it. That's very important. Best to do it at a bit of a run if you're nervous. Go on. Go now before Ron, Molly Weasley. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 6. The Journey from Platform 9 3/4. The 2nd of September. Gran, I've lost my toad again. Oh, Neville. He heard the old woman sigh. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 6. The Journey from Platform 9 3/4. The 3rd of September. Go on, have a pasty, said Harry, who had never had anything to share before, or indeed anyone to share it with. It was a nice feeling sitting there with Ron, eating their way through all Harry's pasties and cakes. The sandwiches lay forgotten. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 6. The Journey from Platform 9 3/4. The 4th of September. When darkness fell and lamps came on inside the carriages, Luna rolled up the quibbler, put it carefully away in her bag, and took to staring at everyone in the compartment instead. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Chapter 10. Luna Lovegood. The 5th of September. And the fleet of little boats moved off all at once, gliding across the lake, which was as smooth as glass. Everyone was silent, staring up at the great castle overhead. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 6. The Journey from Platform 9 3/4. The 6th of September. Welcome to Hogwarts, said Professor McGonagall. The start of term banquet will begin shortly, but before you take your seats in the Great Hall, you will be sorted into your houses. The sorting is a very important ceremony, because while you are here, your house will be something like your family within Hogwarts. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 7. The Sorting Hat. The 7th of September. Before we begin our banquet, I would like to say a few words, and here they are. Nitwit, blubber, oddment, tweak. Albus Dumbledore. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 7. The Sorting Hat. The 8th of September. Now slip me snug about your ears. I've never yet been wrong. I'll have a look inside your mind and tell you where you belong. The Sorting Hat. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Chapter 12. The Triwizard Tournament. The 9th of September. At the very end of the corridor hung a portrait of a very fat woman in a pink silk dress. Password, she said. Caput Draconis, said Percy, and the portrait swung forward to reveal a round hole in the wall. They all scrambled through it, Neville needed a leg up and found themselves in the Gryffindor common room, a cosy round room full of squashy armchairs. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 7, The Sorting Hat. The 10th of September. Harry climbed the spiral stairs with no thought in his head except how glad he was to be back. They reached their familiar circular dormitory with its 5 four-poster beds, and Harry, looking around, felt he was at home at last. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Chapter 5, The Dementor. The 11th of September. Harry had caught Ron prodding Dean's poster of the West Ham football team, trying to make the players move. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 9, The Midnight Duel. The 12th of September. Harry looked across the now empty common room and saw, illuminated by the moonlight, a snowy owl perched on the windowsill. "Hedwig," he shouted, and he launched himself out of his chair and across the room to pull open the window. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Chapter 14, The Unforgivable Curse. The 13th of September. There were 142 staircases at Hogwarts. Wide, sweeping ones, narrow, rickety ones, and some that led somewhere different on a Friday. Some with a vanishing step halfway up that you had to remember to jump. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 8, The Potions Master. The 14th of September. Wandering around at midnight, it go firsties, tut tut tut, naughty naughty, you'll get caughty. Not if you don't give us away, Peeves, please. Should tell Filch I should, said Peeves in a saintly voice, but his eyes glittered wickedly. It's for your own good, you know. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 9, The Midnight Duel. The 15th of September. Then there were doors that wouldn't open unless you asked politely or tickled them in exactly the right place, and doors that weren't really doors at all, but solid walls just pretending. It was also very hard to remember where anything was, because it all seemed to move around a lot. The people in the portraits kept going to visit each other, and Harry was sure the coats of armour could walk. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 8, The Potions Master. The 16th of September. But Hogwarts is hidden, said Hermione in surprise. Everyone knows that. Well, everyone who's read Hogwarts, a history anyway. Just you then, said Ron. So go on, how'd you hide a place like Hogwarts? It's bewitched, said Hermione. If a muggle looks at it, all they see is a mouldering old ruin with a sign over the entrance saying, "Danger, do not enter unsafe." Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Chapter 11, Aboard the Hogwarts Express. The 17th of September. Nobody in my family's magic at all. It was ever such a surprise when I got my letter, but I was ever so pleased, of course. I mean, it's the very best school of witchcraft there is. I've heard. I've learned all our set books off by heart, of I just hope it will be enough. I'm Hermione Granger, by the way. Who are you? She said all this very fast. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 6, The Journey from Platform 9 3/4. The 18th of September. But from that moment on, Hermione Granger became their friend. There are some things you can't share without ending up liking each other, and knocking out a 12-foot mountain troll is one of them. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 10, Halloween. The 19th of September, Hermione Granger's birthday. Happy birthday, Hermione. I hope you're pleased with yourselves. We could all have been killed, or worse, expelled. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to bed. Hermione Granger. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 9, The Midnight Duel. The 20th of September. There was a lot more to magic, as Harry quickly found out, than waving your wand and saying a few funny words. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 8, The Potions Master. The 21st of September. Professor Sprout dusted off her hands, gave them all the thumbs up, and removed her own earmuffs. As our mandrakes are only seedlings, their cries won't kill you yet, she said calmly, as though she'd just done nothing more exciting than water a begonia. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Chapter 6, Gilderoy Lockhart. 22nd of September. 4 to a tray. There is a large supply of pots here. Compost in the sacks over there. And be careful of the venomous tentacula. It's teething. She gave a sharp slap to a spiky, dark red plant as she spoke, making it draw in the long feelers that had been inching sneakily over her shoulder. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Chapter 6, Gilderoy Lockhart. The 23rd of September. It was lucky that Harry had tea with Hagrid to look forward to, because the potions lesson turned out to be the worst thing that had happened to him so far. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 8, The Potions Master. The 24th of September. Would you care for a sherbet lemon? A what? A sherbet lemon. They're a kind of muggle sweet I'm rather fond of. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived. The 25th of September. Scars can come in useful. I have one myself above my left knee, which is a perfect map of the London Underground. Albus Dumbledore, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived. The 26th of September. Ah, music, he said, wiping his eyes. A magic beyond all we do here. Albus Dumbledore, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 7, The Sorting Hat. The 27th of September. Of course, it is happening inside your head, Harry. But why on earth should that mean that it is not real? Albus Dumbledore, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Chapter 35, King's Cross. The 28th of September. He mounted the broom and kicked hard against the ground and up. Up he soared, air rushed, through his hair and his robes and whipped out behind him. And in a rush of fierce joy, he realized he'd found something he could do without being taught. This was easy. This was wonderful. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 9, The Midnight Duel. The 29th of September. Malfoy certainly did talk about flying a lot. He complained loudly about first years never getting in house Quidditch teams, and told long, boastful stories, which always seemed to end with him narrowly escaping muggles in helicopters. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 9, The Midnight Duel. The 30th of September. Professor McGonagall peered sternly over her glasses at Harry. "I want to hear you're training hard, Potter, or I may change my mind about punishing you." Then she suddenly smiled. "Your father would have been proud," she said. "He was an excellent Quidditch player himself." Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Chapter 9, The Midnight